Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Secret History of Living in Your Aquarium. This is Alexander Williamson. Things are going a little bit better around here. Hold on, let me get this all dialed in. All right, so how's everybody doing tonight? See who's in here. All right, so we got Pete, what's going on? Colt, hello. Animal lover number one, of course you are in here, my dear. The Zen Ginger, hello. Uh, Tristan, Tristan. It's just spelled different. Hello, Tristan's Tank. All right. Let's see here. Paludarium. Good day, Alex and all. Hello, GRB Aquatics. Matt, hello. 440, hey, Josh, what's going on? All right, guys. So, how is everybody doing? How was your New Year's? I think first of all, I just wanted to show you. Let me flip this around because if you've been watching my channel, you're probably aware that I had a really bad crash in my fish room. I lost a good number of fish. I lost a lot of fish that were growing out, and but I want you guys to know that that's not how all my fish are doing. The majority of my fish are doing fine. I got a lot of flack on the video. Everybody's, you're terrible. You should go to. People were saying report him for animal cruelty, things like that. Like it, it got a little crazy, and for some reason that was one of the most watched videos of the last year, which is interesting because it was a real bummer. And I would think that you'd probably be invested in my channel emotionally or intellectually at some level if you wanted to watch such a bummer video. But for me, I just wanted to show reality. My channel's kind of like a vlog channel, and I'm recording my thoughts, my life as I'm learning about the hobby, as I'm doing things in the hobby with other hobbyists or whatever it may be. I mean, it's raw and uncut, that sort of thing. But yeah, hey, Paul from Kentucky, hello. Um, Happy New Year to all. Ginger Graves, how's it going? Got that wrench going on. Vivian, hello. Um, yeah, I know. It did almost. I mean, I was right there tearing up when I saw my 5-year-old Pleco. He was an adult when I got him. That somebody, Greg Sage, if you know who that is, if you're into the hobby, he is the second person to have helped breed and create the Green Dragon line. And so he's really the guy working the most on it right now at Select Aquatics out of Denver. I think it's Denver, maybe it's Fort Collins or something, but it's in Colorado. Um, and he's a really nice guy, and it's just it really killed me to see that old fish literally in 12 hours falling apart, like flesh coming off of him and fins. You touch him with the net, or I mean, I wasn't touching him with my hands, but I tried to pick it up in the net, and its whole fin would fall off. I mean, just horrendous stuff. Again, I swabbed it under the microscope. I got friends at UW last time that helped me with this. Again, it's a bacterial infection related to, if not in the family of, Vibrio, is again what it turns out to be. On top of that, then it killed the susceptible animals to that. And the airline tubing probably getting knocked out of one, that caused the ammonia to rise. That made everybody stress. The Vibrio could have been dormant, or it could have come in the wood cats. I'm wondering if there's something with wood cats where that is a dormant bacteria that's in them. Now, I don't want to say that yet just because I've never heard that from anyone else. But it's it's in the category of flesh-eating bacteria. It's a necrotizing uh, bacteria that eats away at the flesh, which is just a bummer. And just Yeah, it happens so quick that there's no fix. If there were a fix, it comes in the form of what I did. In the end, it was gram-negative bacteria fighting medication. So Furin 2, levamisole helps too. Things like that. That's Metroplex, that kind of thing. I think there's another one. Is it Canaplex? Something Plex. I'm trying to remember offhand. But those all would have worked. The erythromycin wouldn't have helped and didn't help probably. Uh, Granted, those both then take out some of your beneficial bacteria. Ammonia goes up. That's why you got to keep doing the water changes. But I thought I would show you guys that that the other tanks are looking good. They're feeling good, looking good. My leopard frog plecos have been very. They've been coming out and appearing. There's one right back there. There's one right here. They're growing really fast. They're about probably a year old now, the little ones, and then the big ones 2.5, I would say now. Uh, Cribs just had another set of babies. They laid eggs. I still have some green dragons in here that are around. And then obviously I have my cribs. I saved some of the Lucas Brett Endler males. These are not the Endler females. Now, the Endler females are downstairs, and we'll show you them. But I wanted to just do this update while people are filtering in and while that happens, and then we can talk about trends, and I can get to your questions and things like that. Because with the new year, and this being the first stream of the new year, I thought that we should talk about some of the trends I've seen. I've seen that Cory at Aquarium Co-op, he was talking about that as well. And the last couple years, I've done trend videos for the year in retrospect, but I think that he's got a point. Doing the year coming forward, I think, would be a great one. Water Wizard, hello. Fishy Slim, hello. Paul, hello. Water Wizard, Cichlids 23, Josh B, Matt Adulting, Sherry Berry, hello. Cheryl Evans, good to see everybody, and thanks for showing that Fish Room Fever. I like that name. All right, you're here. I can start. All right, good. So what's going on in this tank other than it being so bright with this twin star light that you can't ever see it in a live stream what color the plants are? We've got some really beautiful plants growing on. So we've got the Kabamba furcata, one that gets by everybody. Nobody ever thinks to go buy that because it looks pretty boring when it's growing out of water. And actually, it's quite beautiful, especially if you can get it to blossom underwater. It has these yellow and purple flowers, which are really cool. And then we've got the Rotala Wallachia bounce back, which is another surprise in the last week. So, yeah, let's see here. Thank you, Ginger. So, Ginger just posted a link to the Patreon page, which reminds me, I think I want to switch some things up this year with the Patreon thing. I want to do private consultations, but I also want to allow people who are on my Patreon to decide what the videos will be on. So if you're paying, say $20 at the, I don't know where I'll set it, but at the $20 level, and it's already this way somewhat on some of these features, but I want to make it so that you guys are helping me more. If you guys want just a scientific, dry to the bone, like the name of this adventurer who discovered these plants in this year, have your say. You know what I mean? And I want to put up more polls and things so you guys can know. And see what's going on through my mind. This is funny. Already in the last 2 months, we've had a baby, Cory Dora, show up. So those panda Corys, I don't know what's up with them. They literally just spit out babies and they grow so fast. These ones. I started with 6 and I had 33 at one point last year in my 40 gallon downstairs. Uh, all right. The other thing. So we've got the Scalera Angels, and I misspoke, and I think I said, what did I say? I think I said they were Ultims. I was talking about the Ultim Nature Systems, who does this tank. That was what was in my mind. In any case, for anybody who was led so astray, these are Scalara. These ones are Turkish green or blue, depending on who you ask, and then these ones are just unnamed as Veiltail. Um, Also, we got all the little Ember Tetras in here. They're not bright yet, like the adults are that are in there, but they're getting there. And the Laganandra Boldeye is really pink, looking good. The Laganandra Silver, I've got another start of it now. So we've got the plant over here. We've got the plant here now. And then the Laganandra Boldeye, this is the European version. So nobody really has this. It's very hard to find. There's the American pink and American red version. But this one in particular was brought over for the AGA auction, and I don't believe anyone in the U.S. other than me and one other person have it yet. That'll probably change soon, just with tissue cultures and so forth. How long did it take you to get people watching your videos? You're thinking of starting a channel? I don't know, guys. How long did it take me for you guys to start watching my videos? We got some old timers in here. I mean, Ginger's been kicking it a long time with me. Um, I think really the first 100 was the hard part, like the first 100 or 400, and then from there it hopped to about 1,000 or 2,000 and hung out there for a while. And I would say 6 months of putting a video out every 3 times a week, and it's just steadily gained. Which is the other bummer is that some of my best videos, I'm saying like a ton, and the video's shaky. But I researched the heck out of them, and there's a lot of good info in there. So I might be going back and redoing some of those things, so that like I don't do that as much. In this tank, also it looks like we got a little bit algae coming back. You guys saw how I fought that off. First I fought off the green, the dreaded green, and then there's the black bearded algae. Although this is something similar, but it's not really blackbeard algae. It's something similar. So I'll fight that. Maybe I'll make a video of it. I'm just gonna spot treat it with hydrogen peroxide, do a water change at 50%, and turn the CO2 rate up. This thing came unstuck. So, by the way, if you want, like, this CO2 thing is the best one I've ever found, and it was $6.99, $7.99. I think Petco is who had it, and it's the replacement for the Fluval quick mini set thing. So yeah. Mr. B's Fish and Things, hello, how are you doing? Do the angels eat the Cory eggs? Paul asks. No, vice versa, if anything. These angels haven't laid eggs that I've seen. They're still younger. They're getting there where they might start doing a little bit of the hanky panky, but the 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 Corridoras, these guys lay their eggs just kind of, they'll stick them just randomly, like 10 here, 10 scattered here, and then like 40 in the corner. There's no real rhyme or reason to these ones. And they don't seem to lay them all together as consistently as, say, like these Venezuelan ones. I've bred these downstairs as well. And these guys will lay maybe 80 and then they'll move on, and they'll lay them in a very kind of hidden, like in between rocks, place, in a craggy hidden place. What else do we have going on? Oh, the Pinnatifada, Hygrophila pinnatifada is growing out. This should be turning purple. It might still melt back some more. It's a bit of an issue. My Crypnuri melted back. That's a bit of an issue. The red tiger spiralis crypt doing well. Uh, alternate Alternanthera renicii doing well. Have a variegated version of it coming soon. Also, Red Star Ludwigia and Red Palistris, or no, not Palistris. Which one was this? Uh, I can't remember now. This might be the Corium, Hygrophila coriumbosa, golden. Can't remember for sure. And then we've got the other plants back in here, the repens, Ludwigia repens, and then finally the grass has grown really tall. Have to cut that back. So everything's looking pretty good in here. I'm pretty happy with it. The Rotala Wallachia, I want to get more of that going, so we're gonna cut that and replant it, cut that, replant it, and then the carpet is not happening as quickly as I would like because of these little Corys. So I might take some of the Corys out. I haven't for sure. I don't know for sure. Also, something interesting is going on over here. The Rotala Pearl has gone from its mini pearl. You see its little mini state is only at the ends. Like it was in low tech and it kind of came unfurled. Let's see if I thought I had another bunch of it over here. I don't know. They keep pulling it out. The Corys are really wreaking havoc on this tank. So we'll have to check that out. Decide what to do with them. And I think we're gonna stick with more Ludwigia than Rotalas if possible. And then some swords again, like this Stardust Melon sword is starting to look pretty cool too as it gets bigger. I want to get more Limnophilia aromatica, like this purple one here. I like that one a lot. So, all right, that's what's going on. And also, when I mentioned that I am a master fish keeper and master plant breeder, horticulturalist, whatever you want to call it, aquatic plant keeper, I didn't mean that to be a snob. I'm sorry. I've just never mentioned it, and I have those certificates from the club that I'm in, and doing aquascaping, working with people, my time at Aquarium Zen, and then with the greater Seattle area aquatic um, society, and then also ADA, the age underwater American Underwater Gardening Association. Um, so I just thought I'd mention that because I wasn't trying to brag. I was just trying to tell you guys this happens. I have a ton of tanks, and sometimes bad things happen. I hope I don't lose you guys here in this room. Sometimes the bandwidth is poo. But if I lose you, I will restart the stream right away. This tank doing great. We're gonna talk trends soon. Don't worry, and then I'll get to your questions and we'll chill out. This tank doing great. I need to do some work definitely on the warts, the bladder warts, this warts, that warts. Basically, we got a wart problem. Also, managed to save my favorite. He's 4 years old now from Lucas Bretz. My favorite male Endler. I got him out of there before. I mean, like before all the death had started. He already looked magnificent still. I took my chances since they're the only Endlers in here. The other fish could have gotten sick too, but it looks like Endlers only got ick, which is great. Over here, this tank's still doing great. Still got my ginormous colony of shrimp that are probably all hanging out back here on the yeah, there's like hundreds of them hanging out on the heater back there. Can you see them all? There's just, I mean, I couldn't begin to count how many there are in this tank now. It's been taken over by shrimp, really. It's a bit of an issue. Let's get them all what do you call it? Stampeding towards the front. I think that's always fun to watch. Uh, yeah, all right. So now they're all coming up towards the front. These are all Malawa shrimp and what's the other one? Gold nebula shrimp. They blend in, but there's so many. I'm definitely going to be selling these guys and even giving some away soon. Also managed to save, of course, the koi guppies and my tin winnies, my rare danios, my endangered danios, my CITES species danios. They're all good. Phoenix rasbora is all good. Uh, Plants in there are okay, but I do want to reset all of that. My half beaks, they're doing great. They've got poop hanging out of them because it's how they roll. Uh, More of the grow outs of the koi uh, live live bearers. And so these half beaks, these are live bearers also. So these are golden wrestling half beaks. And then also up in here, we have the. There's a female right here. Live streams just don't want to focus uh, at all. But we have the little teeny tiny Scarlet Baddis group. There's 5 females and a male. And I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to breed with the endlers in here on their case. But there's one of the females right there. That's a female, not a false male. That's the female. The male does look real pretty. I wish. Oh, there he is right now. Good. He's gonna make an appearance. He looks real pretty. Having 5 ladies by his side has made him a proud boy. Where he's got a lot of testosterone. As I've said in other videos on these, you can check it out. They actually can sense how much testosterone and estrogen is in their water relative to them, and they can flip the stem cells in their gonad area and ovary area, and they can actually a large percentage of them can change their sexual it's not just like a sex change. It's not just a gender change. It's a sex change. So some fish change gender and pretend to be. They do the female things. That's a gender change. But biologically, they're still not going to have lay eggs. These guys, on the other hand, are able to switch it up and lay eggs if they're starved of females. On the far opposite side, he's got 5 females to himself, so he's looking real proud and bright red and big puffy fins. All right, here is the doomed tank. I haven't even moved the water or anything. We've got few survivors in the Japanese blue endler line that I created, that I morphed. And then in here also you can see just kind of there's bacteria growing, all sorts of random bacteria growing on surfaces, algae or bacteria or fungi. I don't know, everything's just out of whack. Even the green algae is dying. Yet somehow the Malawa shrimp are still alive and just hanging out and partying like it's 1999. I don't get it. I have no idea how they've survived. We got one Cory left. He seems unscathed for some reason, or she, I should say. It's a she. We even have pregnant shrimp in this tank right now. Go figure. Everything else dies. All the Plecos, gobies, gudgeons, all dies. And we've got pregnant shrimp in the same tank that's been bombed out by every chemical you could think of. This one also bombed out by every chemical you could think of. These guys are still struggling, but I'm hopeful. They're getting better. They were all covered in ick. The ones who had the flesh-eating bacteria seem to have died almost like within 6 hours when I moved. Stupidly, I moved some of the fish I thought were not affected down into this tank, and of course they were. And so both the tanks were, plus this tank down here, which is my usual QT tank, were compromised. Also, my Panda Loach tank doing fine, and my Blue Dream Shrimp tank doing fine. There's actually a bunch of Blue Dream Shrimp in this tank too, in the QT tank, believe it or not. I put the coals in there just to see if they would survive. Here we've got one Cory left in here, and I think that's all there is out of a dozen. Um, and you can just see the mulm and the algae and just the mess that it is. I mean, I did rip everything apart to try to catch all the fish that I could that were looking healthy, but all those grow out. You can see the crypts are melting. I'm gonna have to throw away for peace of mind. I think I'm gonna literally throw away HOB, um, the sponge filters. I think I'm throwing all of it away, just for peace of mind. I love this jade that I got up in the Cascades that I picked out myself. It's going to be a bummer to get rid of that. And, some of the plants in here, none of my super rare plants or hard to find stuff is in there, but it's always a bummer to have to toss out, red root floater and water lettuce. You can see the water lettuce is just taking a hit from it really hates that Icex, the Victoria green or malachite green, whatever you want to call it, in Icex. But all right, guys, I have neglected you, my wonderful people. I have neglected you. So let me stop neglecting you. Let me get back to you. And in the meantime, I'm going to feed this tank so you have something to look at. And then I'm going to go back and read your questions. And then we're going to talk about trends for a little bit. Watch how hard these guys strike now. I don't know why they're acting like I frickin' starved them or something, but they strike really hard now. The Danios, so the Kythit Danios are the ones with the biggest ones with the spots, but the ones with the vertical stripes, those are Metangensis Danios. And then the ones that have kind of a leopard spotting, but it looks like vertical stripes too, those are going to be the Lake Inlay Danios, and they are Pantherius Danios. All right, let's see here. I'm a newer subscriber, was researching snails and was fascinated by the history of snail keeping video. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that, Matt. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how people used to sell snails in England and France and Paris and stuff out of trench coats, like land snails and then water snails later. Also, sea urchins and coral and stuff later, too, became quite collectible and tradable as people started figuring out how to do it. People were pretty wasteful at times, and some people would just literally have it for like a week and let it die, and that was fine. Paul Howell, I have orange laser corridors, and I wish they would breed. I wish they would too, so that I could buy some off you when you're like, I don't know what to do with all these. The purple lasers are the ones I really want. Any experience with Marineland aquariums? I'm looking to get back into the hobby. Yeah, Marineland's fine. That's who made this HOB. Not SOB, that's HOB. They do a fine job of making stuff. I just say that Aquariums get the dollar per gallon sale, and I wouldn't get really huge Aquariums from what I hear. I mean, you can. They seem to be okay, but if I had to risk, 90 gallons or 120 gallons on my floor, I'd probably go with something a little bit sturdier. But I mean, up to a 40-gallon breeder or 55, probably even a 75, I would trust Aquarium and the dollar per gallon sale type stuff. Here's a female betta. There's a male too. He keeps making a nest, and she's interested, but they just haven't sealed the deal yet. So he'll probably come by and eat some food in a minute here too. By the way, these are the male green dragons I was able to save the babies. they're not babies. I mean, they're a year old, but the grow outs, the youngins. But yeah, Marineland stuff's fine. It's just sometimes it's sold by local stores, like small stores, not chain stores, and it gets marked up in price a lot. Uh, let's see here. 75-gallon kit was only $249 this past week. Wow, with tank, stand, lids, that's a pretty good deal, especially the stand. The stand can be hard to find a matching stand for certain tanks. El Tropico. Never seen half beaks. How big do they get? They get about 2 to 3 inches. The females stay smaller than the males. They fill out a little bit, but those ones you saw there, they're maybe like half an inch from being an adult size. Where did I get the koi guppies? I bought them from a guy who had ordered them from Thailand, I believe. Was it Thailand or Vietnam? I think it was Thailand. And he was just done with them. He couldn't get them to breed. I don't know why. It's in my fish club. And as soon as I got them, they had bred like crazy. So, yeah. Oh, hey, yeah, fish people. Animal lover, thank you. Thank you so much, moderator, animal lover. Hit that like button. We got 68 people watching right now, at least. And 20-some thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you want me to keep talking. If you don't, I'll just leave. It's okay. So I gotta keep up. Filling this up, but I like to leave these a little lower now, just because I've got the pseudomcgills in here. They jump. The Danios jump, but really these Pascal rainbows or Luminatus rainbows, whatever you want to call them, they jump. Fishy Fun 57 started watching when the shrimp videos came out. I finally made a live stream. Didn't know I needed to make a channel to participate. Well, now you're here, and I'll check your channel out, Fishy Fun 57. What temp are my tanks? Yeah. Oh, yeah. To get rid of ick, like you guys are talking about, 82.5 to 84. People argue, but where it is. But yeah, I've obviously done that too in these two tanks.